So both my parents were Syrian. I was born in Syria, and we came over when I was a baby. My extended family lives in Syria, in different parts of it, but there is a group that lives in the suburbs of Damascus. They are Christian, and so if Bashar al-Assad goes, then that means the Alawites, who are aligned with the Christians, it will be a bloodbath for the Christians, and my family is scared to death that we will send missiles. They are reminding us that what we did in Afghanistan didn't come out right. What we did in Iraq, all we did was create more problems, and there has to be another solution. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result. And Syria is neither Afghanistan or Iraq, but the cultures are very similar. Cultures are similar, however, Syria has a lot of different factions. There are a lot of surrounding countries that want to get a hold of Syria. Part of my family has left and gone into northern Iraq. I have family in Lebanon, but this particular core would like to remain in Syria. But because of the situation, they are really afraid. Some of them are really old people and not in good health. They can't travel. And there are small children, again, that are involved. And it's heartbreaking for me to watch all that's going on and what's happening and everything. I feel like we haven't approached this as, we don't have a relationship. The United States doesn't seem to have a very good relationship with Syria, doesn't understand the culture, doesn't understand the people, and doesn't understand the gravity of everything that's taking place. And for us to send missiles without doing what we should be doing is, to me, stooping to the level of Bashar al-Assad. And once again, it's going to land among people, you know, and it'll impact the minority, the Alawites and the Christians, greatly. It seems like he likes challenges, and he knows that Russia and China are behind him. If we can get the United Nations and the Hague Court to charge him with war crimes, and for us to actually have a strategy to replace him without sending missiles. What I think we should be doing is sending the amount of money we spend on military in humanitarian aid instead of sending missiles. We should be sending humanitarian aid, help. And I think sending food, medicine, and all of that to the countries.
In their hearts and minds.
That's right. And you're not only, and if you can get it to the people who are helping, the organizations that are helping, you're going to get more friends that way. These people carrying guns there, you know, a lot of these rebels probably don't know what they're doing. They just don't.
Guns for hire.
Guns for hire, pretty much. Exactly. And I think if we assisted Turkey and Jordan and Lebanon with money and help for the refugees, humanitarian aid instead of sending guns, I think we would go a long way.
Saudis are stoking the fire too.
Yes, and the Saudis are stoking the fire. Yep.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Good to see this turnout. My name is Susan Massid-Kurse. We have extended family in Syria, and recently one of our cousins was in touch with us. And I have a note here, give you a little more perspective, a personal perspective from the other side. Now, my family is Christian, and if you're not aware of it, the Alawites, who are Assad's army, are aligned with the Christians. And so, in short, if Assad goes and the Alawites fall, that means there will be a Christian bloodbath. So this is, from that perspective, this is how they're framing it. It says, "Dear all, just want you all to know the following. When Obama unilaterally blows the trumpets of war against Bashar of Syria and his official army in support of the opposition of Al-Qaeda and extreme jihadists, under the pretext of chemical weapons have been used by the Syrian regime against its own people, I can't help but remember G.W. Bush and his war against Iraq under the pretext of weapons of mass destruction. UN officials, according to the Washington Times, admits that the missiles that carried the chemicals were shot by the rebels themselves, were not the Syrian army. But that fell on deaf ears because it doesn't suit the American policy in the region. The plot is very clear now. After destroying Iraq and its army and government, America is now going after Syria and Egypt, destroying those major Arab powers will ensure the safety and well-being of their little spoiled child Israel. It is so mind-boggling how Obama never learned his lessons from history. It was the U.S. that helped Khomeini to topple the Shah's regime in Iran. The same scenario in Afghanistan, where the U.S. supported Al-Qaeda and Taliban to get Russia out, and the rest is history. Obama is in a hurry to attack Syria. He doesn't want even to wait for the final result of the UN investigation. Question mark. Even if the Syrian army did this crime, is war the solution? As a minority, we are so worried. If America opened the doors for the rebels to enter Damascus, we are on our way to the end. Keep us in your prayers. Love, Sonia.